Well. Fancy meeting you here on another beautiful Saturday afternoon. I've had lunch. Sometimes I don't eat before these afternoon live streams, and it's awful because then I spend the whole live stream thinking I really should have had something to eat. Don't skip lunch. It's an important meal. It's supposed to be like, the smallest meal of the day. Sometimes it's just not a meal that I eat, though. And then I often regret that decision. But you know what decision I don't regret? Going live every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That was something that we started doing this year, 2024. And it's been great. You know what? It's a burgeoning community, right? People are still figuring out that I'm live on Saturday. Some people are like, dude, I've got other things to do. We're not going to do that today. Today is for fun. It's for weekend warriors. Or, if you're joining me today, we might be talking about some SuperSteels. Interesting things. Steel. Very interesting topic because there's so many things that come into play when we talk about steel. What's a SuperSteel? What counts? What should count? Does anything count? It's a very interesting topic, and I like talking about it. I figured, you know what? Saturdays could be for SuperSteel. Or it could just be for hanging out, saying hi to all the amazing people that decide to join in. You know what? Let's do that. Let's see who was first in the chat. Oh, look, my man Groundfog. Welcome in, Groundfog. Thanks for being the first person to chat. Then we've got Ginger Fisher 79. Welcome in, man. Good to see you. Thanks for being a channel member. Charles Wooden in the house, another channel member. Happy Saturday, Charles. Jim Miller in the house as well. He says, let's roll. Let's do it, Jim. Let's talk about some knives. Let's talk about some steel. We can talk about some drama. I know that some people like to talk about drama. I try to avoid it. Interesting thing. The more you try to avoid drama, the more it seems to find you. It's like people see that you're out there being peaceful, that you're at peace, and that you're good. And they're like, you know what they could really use in their life? They could really use some drama. Yeah. Let's just screw this up. Let's go over there and create a mess. Oh, how's it going, Crazy Roach? Thanks for being a channel member. Welcome in. LCV Blades in the house. Welcome in, man. All right. Neil McKenzie. Welcome in, man. Thanks for being a channel member. We got Broke Ass Knives. Welcome in. Charles Wooden says, nice hat, Roll. Thank you. I like to switch it up. I wore my channel hat religiously for over a year, every single day. Not even when I was just on stream. I had to wash it several times because if you wear the same hat every day for a whole year, it gets nasty. You gotta clean it, And of course, even when you clean it, it gains a bit of a patina. This is one of my favorites, the We the People hat. Since the camera's mirrored, you can't really read it, but you know what it says. If you know, you know. Shout out to Lone Star Towboy. Carry of the day, the Civivi Odium, the Bruce. Is it Bruce Blades or Browse Blades? I never know how to say that. I think it's Bruce. The Bruce Blades Enforcer. Very nice. Hey, welcome into Ward 918. Thanks for being a channel member. LCV Blades Edge says, the quality of your channel is amazing. Thank you for all the hard work, Rolly. Hey, man, thank you for watching. All the hard work in the world doesn't mean a damn thing if there isn't an audience that wants to watch it. I've worked really hard. I've taught myself everything that I know about producing something on YouTube, from audio levels, equalizers, photography, videography, and I'm still a novice in most things. Like, for example, and I don't know if this is still too loud or not, I'll turn down the music a little bit. But for example, if you want a good idea of what someone that truly knows what they're doing, check out Barbarian Bronny's channel. I hopped in on one of his live streams. Maybe it was yesterday. The quality of Barbarian Brawny's content is staggeringly good. It's so good that every time I watch one of his videos or look at one of his photos, it just makes me feel like a complete child. Shout out to Barbarian Brawny. I don't know if he's in the crowd or not, but I would highly recommend, if you can, check out Barbarian Brawny's channel, especially if you appreciate high quality content. That man brings it each and every day. Oh no, I scrolled too far. Sometimes I try to catch up with the chat and it's just like, nope, you're going all the way down to the bottom. What's up? What's up? Midnight, he says, reluctantly crouched at the starting line, engines pumping and thumping in time. The green light flashes, the flags go up, churning and burning. They yearn for the cup. Did I get that all right in one take? I think so. Is that a, you know what that reminds me of? It's like Bobby at the plate. Isn't that a poem like Bobby at the plate or Jimmy at the plate? It's like a baseball poem. If I don't know. Jim Miller says, taking a break from trimming shrubbery. That's the dream though. You know you've made it when you have shrubbery to trim. I haven't made it yet. I live in like apartment living. I wish I had some shrubbery to trim. I want to be like you one day, Jim. How's it going, Ed B? Welcome in. Thanks for being a channel member. We got Knife Plebe in the house. Says sheep's foot Saturday. All right, I see you. Thanks for being a channel member. My Journey, welcome in. Alicord Paracord, good to see you. Todd Carr in the house. How's it going, Todd? Good to see you. Dwayne Letterman, another channel member. Welcome in. I thought I already said hey, but hey, man, good to see you. Good to see you. Marco in the house. Thanks for being a channel member, Marco. We appreciate you. All right. All right. Top Dog. Oh, my goodness. He says a bit late, but I made it. Yeah, you're not that late. We're still getting through the hey, hi, how are yous? You know, I got to say hi to everybody. I try. I know I miss people. If you're one of those people that I miss in the chat, I'm sorry. This always happens. I click on a chat and I realize that I've entered into a completely different conversation. Ant says Rolly is too young to reconsider some cake. I like cake. I'm a big fan of cake. My wife, so amazing. Every year she asks me what kind of cake I want for my birthday, and that woman will make it if I request it. And one year, I asked her for a cake made completely out of Krispy Kreme donuts. It was crazy. It was insane, and it was basically diabetes. But bless her heart, she made it for me. And it was amazing. But there was only so much I could eat. I felt terrible because it was so many Krispy Kreme donuts. Layers with like frosting in between. Yeah, I've had some cake experiences. Lone Star says, no one can take credit for cake but I. First is the only way. Drama for song recognition. I'm not entirely sure. Hey, shout out to Bluminati Ninja for gifting 5 memberships. You're my boy, Blue. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Keep the change, you filthy
and welcome
animal.
into the new connoisseurs and collectors of all things sharp and shiny. You've been here before. Some of you. For some of you, you might be new. If you are new as a channel member, make sure to check out the members only Discord. And there should, in fact, be a link. And I do this every time where I'm like, yeah, go to the members only Discord. And then they're like, yeah, the link is expired. Even though I always tell it not to expire the link, to make it never expire, they still expire. The channel Discord is growing. And if you don't know what Discord is basically a chat with a bunch of different channels. And we do things like pocket checks. We hang out and chat. We share pictures, appropriate photos. Sometimes, all the time, I promise. It should be family friendly. And that Discord only has one rule, and that rule is the golden rule. Don't be a dick. Other than that, have fun in the Discord. And speaking of the Discord, what did you carry today? What was in your pocket? We're going to go ahead and see what was in everybody else's pocket. I guess we can start with me. What's currently in my pocket today is this bad boy. This is the ProTech Strider PT, the Knife Joy exclusive edition with the black pearl button and the hand ground Mike Irie blade that's been mirror finished. I love this knife. I'm not typically an out the side automatic kind of guy, but ProTech knows what they're doing. And if you're going to break that rule, if you have the same rule, breaking it with the ProTech's not a bad way to go. Absolutely love it. Is it pocket jewelry? You know, black pearl button, mirror finish. Maybe. I still use this knife. I still get my grimy fingerprints all all over that blade. That blade attracts more fingerprints than a bad episode of Law and Order. And that's a fact. So yeah, let's see what people in the Discord are carrying today. Kaleidoscope of Knives. He's got and you know what? I always get this one wrong. I always forget. You remind me every time, but I've remembered it this time. That is the Ware Alley P and the Matzy Striga. And oddly, they actually go really well together. I shouldn't say oddly. I mean, it's titanium micarta, some sort of premium steel. What's not to love? He's got the Bluminati Ninja, Hank. I dig it. I see what you got going on there. Mark P's coming in hot with the Artisan. I know this one. It's the guy that does the all the fish shark names. It's an Artisan cutlery. Damn it. All right, we're gonna give in. I know this one. I've seen this one. We're just gonna find it because it's gonna bother me. They got some cool stuff over here. The Apache Nomad on sale, $209. I know the name of this knife. It is completely skipping my brain right now. Ooh, I actually had one of these. The Corsair. Great knife. If you like scimitar shaped blades, that is definitely the way to go. It has this little funky ring on the back, but it's totally removable. You can take it off. Carbon fiber S35VN. $171, so it ain't cheap, but it is really good. The action's fantastic. Ergos are really nice. I don't know if I ever got around to reviewing it on the channel. I don't think I did. I actually gifted it to an office mate who then became a knife nerd just like the rest of us. This is one that I've wanted to check out for a hot minute. The Hornet. I'm not a huge fan of the glass breaker on the back, but I do think that bayonet style blade looks beautiful. One of these days I'm going to check out an Artisan Cutlery Hornet. But I know that the one that we saw in the Discord is in here. Don't tell me. I know you guys are probably screaming it in the chat. Don't tell me. We'll figure it out. It's I'm about to give up. I know it's not a brand new model. They've been out for a minute. Why am I struggling to find it? This is going to tear me up inside. Is it the Great White? Is that the Artisan Cutlery Great White? Let's see. I know somebody's probably mentioned it in the chat. I think that's the Artisan Cutlery Great White. Yeah. Hey, we got it. I knew if I just looked at enough models, it would hit me. I knew it was shark related. I knew it. It just took me a minute. Says fancy. Oh, this old thing. I love it, man. It is good. And you know what? It has the same kind of thing going for it that the Para 3 does. And that is that it's a small knife, but because of the way that it's built, you can actually get, or at least I can actually get, a full 4-finger choked up grip. And the ergos are phenomenal. The thing about Strider knives is that they always build them thinking that people are going to reverse grip the knife. That's why you have texturing right there so that you can cap off. And so, you know, you find yourself defending your Slurpee at the gas station, you're all good. ProTech and Strider got you covered. It's addictive. I'm not an out the side automatic kind of guy, but I make exceptions. This is one of those. Love it. Kevin Smith and Knives, thanks for being a channel member and welcome in. He says, just got in from trap shooting this morning, carried my Nkosi, always my K-bar in my bag, and Jack Wolf Knives Midnight. Nice, man. That's one hell of a carry. I dig that. Neil McKenzie says, just a pew-pew tucked in my shorts. Is that a Glock, or are you just happy to see me? Who's calling? Maybe I have my phone on silent. Damon 0530 says, carrying the Griffin Scout 3.5, so nice. Get one while you can. Yeah, I've heard great things about those. I haven't actually checked one out yet. I need to. Kevin Smith and Knives says, I want that new pivot locking boss steed. My Riot PLX exploded. Damn. What happened? Did it fail? Like, were you like spine whack testing it or something? What happened? The people need to know. You can't just drop an atom bomb like that in the chat and not tell us. I also want to check out the Vosti. It's called the Onkylo. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it looks really cool. It looks very cool. And I know I'm not the only one that's eyeing that Kickstarter that they're running for it. I believe the Kickstarter's up. We'll check that out in a bit. Neil McKenzie says, no, it's not a Glock in my pants. I am happy to see you, but that is a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 9. You got good taste, Neil. I appreciate you, man. Although Glocks are nice too, if you're into that kind of thing. Welcome into NFK20. Thanks for being a channel member, brother. I don't know if I said hi or not, but I'm saying hi now. Good to see you. All right. So, got a lot of busy stuff going on this week. A lot of busy stuff. If you didn't know, and most of you probably do, but if you didn't know, I am in a competition with my friends, Duties, Daggers, and Knife Dope. And we're trying to find out who can build the coolest Spyderco Manix 2, modified Spyderco Manix 2. And it's you know what, it's heating up. You know, we're not sharing builds publicly as of right now. We're not even necessarily sharing them with each other. But we were talking trash in our little group chat that we have. And everyone's like, no, I got the best. No, I got the best. And I said, you know, how funny would it be if it turns out that we all had the same scales? Because that's the biggest piece. You know, unless you're doing a reblade or a regrind, which I don't know what you would do, how you would do that on a Manix 2, but unless you're doing something truly custom like that, the biggest piece of the build is going to be the scales, right? That's the most recognizable thing. And so I said, how crazy would it be? We're all over here talking trash. How crazy would it be if we actually all had the same scales? And we're still not sharing this information with each other. So like, but we decided, like, you know what, let's play it safe, or at least we thought. And so we're like, oh, you know what? Well, just say the name, the brand of the scale that you went with. And it turns out that we all chose the same brand. Now, this brand has a lot of different options, but I thought it was funny that here we are talking trash, and it could be that we end up with a very similar build. That's going to be going down at the end of May. We don't have a final date set, but it'll be on the Lefty EDC live stream, and we'll have you, the audience, vote on who did it best. The good news is that if all three of us ended up picking the same brand, and it's not as easy as you think. Like there's probably, I can think of like 6 or 7 different brands we could have gone with. None of us consulted each other on our builds, and we all ended up going with the same brand for the scales. What are the odds? Like there's so many brands. You could do Rock Scale, you could do Mettenboss, you could do Original Goat, you could do Applied Weapons Technology, you could do any number of custom scale makers make Mannix 2 scales, and we all picked the same freaking company. It should still be good. I don't believe that we chose the same scale option from that company, and there are other things that we're all modifying on those knives as well. I just thought that was hilarious. I mean, it could be a draw by default. What are the odds? But yeah, if you want to check in on that, keep an eye out, keep an ear out. That will be happening at the end of next month, potentially sooner if we're all done sooner. Lefty EDC was cool enough. He said, yeah, you could host it on my live stream. Why not? We needed neutral ground, because I know that some of you watch all 3 of our channels. Some of you might only watch 1 of our channels or 2 of the channels, but we needed neutral ground. And so we asked Lefty, we asked Kev, we said, hey man, can we host this on your live stream with your channel, with people that might watch your channel and none of us? And he said, yeah, go for it. I'm going to make fun of your builds, but go for it. Shout out to Lefty EDC, always helping out the community. So yeah, that'll be good. That'll be fun times. But that's it. That's all. That's the only insider information that I'm going to give you. For everything else, you'll have to pay attention and check that out. Probably happening within the next month. Hey, welcome into Timmy T. Thanks for being a channel member.
Oh, yeah.
Lone Star says, scales, ball cage, and clip on the Mannix 2. Yeah, you're also forgetting the hardware. That is one of those important things that people don't always change out. But the stock hardware on the Mannix 2, like if Spyderco stock hardware is no better or worse than anybody else's stock hardware. But because modifying Spydercos has become such a thing over the years, you can actually get titanium hardware, and I would recommend it. It is an improvement. I have never stripped out any of my titanium hardware. Also, it gives you the opportunity to make things all T8. Not that the original Spyderco screws aren't all T8 to begin with, but I believe that at least on the paramilitary 2, it was T8 body screws and then a T10 pivot. And with the aftermarket that I put on there, I mean, shoot, I got it right here. This is the last one that I modded from Rock Scale. And it brought all of the hardware in line. It's all T8 now. So yeah, titanium hardware. Don't miss that. Clip, scales, hardware, ball cage. So yeah, that's 4 things. 4 opportunities for our paths to diverge and actually pick something different than the other person. The one thing that's pissing me off is that I can't find, for the life of me, I cannot find a USA-made option for the ball cage. But I've come to grips with that. I've come to terms with that because I decided a while ago that adding foreign parts to an American-made knife is corny when there are available American made parts. And the reason is that, you know, for example, these rock scale scales are every bit as good, if not better, than anything you can get from Flytanium for this knife, in my opinion, or from any other Asian company that makes scales for Spydercos. Aside from that, there are so many great American-made options. So to use a foreign part to upgrade when there's an American-made option feels corny to me, and so I try to avoid that. The issue I'm running into is that I can get American-made everything for my Manix 2 except for the ball cage. I can't find any options. I keep asking the community, and nobody can find me any options. Now, Knife Dope promises me that there is, in fact, a way to get an American-made aftermarket ball cage for the Manix 2. I think he's full of it because I searched. I spent hours looking for this, and all I found was Flytanium. So I think he might just be yanking my chain. But if that's the only thing, here's the deal. When you modify a knife, you should always be looking to improve it for yourself, because modifying a knife doesn't necessarily add value to it on the secondhand market. A lot of people thinks that it does, but it doesn't. It adds value to you. So for me, I'm going to be changing out the ball cage one way or the other. If I can't find an American-made version, then that's just the fault of our marketplace here in the US. That's our fault for not having those options available. An improvement is an improvement, and the titanium ball cage replacement that you can get is an improvement over the plastic one that comes on the Manix 2. That's my personal opinion. So that's getting changed out regardless. Hey, shout out to the Knight's Edge. Welcome in, man. Thanks for being a channel member. Alicord Paracord says, go with the shipwreck motif. So I already have my scales, and they're not, I'll let you in on this tidbit. They're not brass or copper. I can't really do a shipwreck motif on the scales that I have. I considered it. Doing a forced patina, that could be really cool. I considered it. Hey, welcome into Jay Korskin. Thanks for being a channel member. Oh yeah, and check out Alicord Paracord's Instagram. She's got a blade sale going on. Says, my vote can be purchased by the highest bidder. How many cookies is it going to take? Do you prefer chocolate chip, white chocolate macadamia nut? What's it going to take? I will throw in the glass of milk. Best offer. Been meaning to let Rollshambo know the video quality and sound is fire. Wow. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I do the best that I can. So I'm not allowed to disclose the option that I've gone with yet. And the reason is because it was decided that it would be unfair, and this was not my choice, but to put to ease everybody else's concerns. It was decided that we weren't going to reveal whose builds was whose, and that people voting were just going to vote on the one that they thought was the best. Well done. And so we're not going to let people know whose build is whose until after the voting is over, to reduce the amount of biasness that could take place. Because apparently there were some fears going into this, not from me, but from others, that the channel popularity might drive people to vote for something that isn't actually the best. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I see you guys in my comments section. You guys have no problem telling me when you disagree with me, and I appreciate that. I like discussion. I like it when we can talk about things that we might disagree on, because it opens up the floor for interest in the hobby. So I know that that's probably not the case, but to allay everyone else's fears that, you know, there might be some channel bias going on, and, you know, some votes might be cast just because they like X creator over the other. We're not revealing it until the votes have been cast. I didn't reach out directly to, this time around, I didn't reach out to any scale makers. When I did my builds on the paramilitary 2, I reached out to both Sharp Dressed Knives and to Rock Scale, and they both responded, and they're both great, you know. But this time around, I didn't. This time around, it's 100% me. I didn't want to base my build on the goodwill of anybody else. So this time around, I did not. I can't say the same for the other guys. You'd have to talk to them. But I did not reach out to anybody. As far as, unless you're talking about the ball cage specifically, they don't offer it as an option. OCD for EDC has a ball cage as an option, but all he's done is he's just selling the titanium Flytanium ball cage. He didn't make it, so that's not American made, unfortunately. I already looked there. It breaks my heart. Alicord says, I joke about auctioning off my bid. There's a really good chance I will miss that live stream. That's too bad. You can catch us on the replay. Let us know in the comments section which one you like better. Lone Star says, I got a matching burnt orange aluminum ball cage with black ceramic ball with burnt orange titanium clip from Manix 2 Lightweight. Nice. What, did you keep the original scales? Or did you go aftermarket for the scales? The only reason why I didn't do the ceramic, so I'll say this, I did not do a ceramic ball upgrade. The reason why is because I watched a ton of people's reviews on the ceramic ball upgrade, and many people told me that it made no difference, no notable difference at all in the action of the knife. That's the only reason why I decided not to go that route. Says, I have about the same original goat aluminum orange scales, Flytanium ball cage, ceramic ball, and I just put in the tritium too. Nice. How do you like that tritium? I've been checking those out as well. I like the different options. You can get like white tritium, blue tritium, or the traditional green tritium. They all look great. The question I have is, how noticeable is it in the daylight? Because I've seen some pictures where the picture doesn't actually show it because the lighting is good enough where you don't necessarily see the glow. So is it like, if it's a little overcast, you see the tritium glow? Or does it have to be dark? Asking for a friend. It's me. I'm the friend. Says, I kept the original scales. There were not scales available for the lightweight when I bought it. Hey, there's scales available now. And you know, honestly, Original Goat makes some amazing ones for the lightweight. I didn't go with this option, but I'll show you what I would have gotten. I would have gone with let's see. I would have gone with the gun stock. Those look great. Those look really good. I like it. The clamshell design. No need for a backspacer. The standard wire clip or the 3-screw setup. I like that he gives you the option because I hate wire clips. I do. But if I ever get a lightweight, then I would definitely do the gun stock scales. Those look so good. Fibbit a bit says knife dope sucks. Hey, Jason's my boy, man. But I am planning on taking him down. You know, like he and I have probably talked the most trash, and we're friends. That's what I do. I talk trash with my friends whenever I'm competing with friends. He's my boy, but we talk trash. Duty, on the other hand, is just like, he's like, oh yeah, you know what? Like, mine's gonna win. We're like, we'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised if the person that talked the least actually won this thing. Not that there's anything on the line. Like, we're just doing this for bragging rights. But it should be good fun. Kevin says, I have green tritium. It has to be dark to see. Otherwise, they just look light green. Gotcha. I get it. Snickerdoodle or oatmeal raisin. No. No raisins. Raisins do not belong in cookies, Allie. Raisins are an abomination. Raisins are what happens when you neglect good, perfectly good fruit. And then you decide, you know what? It's still good. We could still do something with it. No raisins. It's the best way to, it's the worst way to ruin a perfectly good oatmeal cookie. You go over to someone's house, you see they've got a plate of cookies. They look like chocolate chip, but no, those aren't chocolate chips. They're raisins. I'm just kidding. I know a ton of people love oatmeal raisins cookies. I am not one of them. Hey, shout out to Mikey Daily Carey. Mikey, good to see you, man. I know you guys know who Mikey is. If you don't, definitely check out his channel. Kevin says, wait a minute, you're saying people voting on what? Best knife tuber? No, just best build. So we're all modifying a Spyderco Manix 2, and people are going to be voting on the one that they like the best Manix 2. The reason why we're not revealing until after the votes have been cast which knife was modified by which person is to avoid there being any bias in the votes. For example, I'll put it to you like this. Last time I did a competition, I did it with Knife Dope. We both modified the same Emerson Edition LMAX Paramilitary 2. And I won, and he claimed that I won because my channel was more popular. I'm like, have you seen my comment section? People will roast me. They'll roast me. And sometimes they even people that love and follow the channel have no issue saying when they disagree with me. And by the way, guys, never change. If you think that Knife Dope has the better knife, vote for his knife. Vote for the one that you think is the best. We're not going to be revealing whose build is whose until the votes have been cast, because there were concerns. Not from me, but there were concerns. It says, can I give my membership back? No raisins. I don't think it works that way. I'm just not a fan of raisins. Watch as all the raisin fans come out there like, how could we vote for you now? You don't like raisins. Lone Star says, be careful with the chocolate dipped raisins. They could be something else entirely unwanted. You might be onto something there. I pick them out. I throw them out. I'm okay with, the cashews, the peanuts, the almonds, of course, the M&Ms. Take the raisins out. The birds will enjoy them. Says, oh, okay, where do we see them? So we haven't released it yet. The competition is going down at the end of May. So the end of next month at the latest. We're not done building them. I'm still waiting on a few parts. I got some parts in. I got in a few parts, and I decided I didn't like them for the build that I was doing. So I ordered a few more. I'm waiting on those to come in. I know that Jason's waiting on a few things as well. So you can't see them yet because they're not ready yet. But if you stay tuned, there will be announcements coming before that competition goes live on Lefty EDC's live stream. So we will definitely make sure that people know. Top Dog says, I will always vote for Rollshambo. The other two guys don't know knife steel from their buttholes. Just kidding. I would never vote for Rollshambo. Well, that escalated quickly. Vote for the one you like the best. Man, how did this go from talking about knives to talking about raisins? Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I just need to title. Maybe I should just need title the next live stream "No More Raisins," or down with dried up fruit. I don't know. It's not all dried fruit that I don't like. I like some craisins, right? The dried cranberries, those are good in cookies. Dried cranberries, macadamia nut, white chocolate, that's a good cookie. Oatmeal raisin, not so much. Hey, how's it going, Bluetooth Blades? Thanks for joining in. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Lost my voice there for a second. What's up, Casey from Knives Fast? Welcome in, Casey. Good to see you, brother. This used to be a live stream about knives and EDC. Now it's we're talking about raisins. Rollshambo is secretly using scales with raisins on them, raisin-shaped ball cages, raisin-shaped backs. I would never. I have standards. Yeah, craisins are good. I agree. Craisins are good. See, I'd be okay with that. I would be okay with that. All right. So, one thing that I wanted to check out, and I realized that I need to go back over to my screen share. I wanted to check out the Kickstarter for the Ankylo. I don't know how to say it. Kickstarter. It looks fantastic. Like, do you see this?
Introduce holding knife design.
Hold on.
The Ankylo. This
Ankylo
embodies the strength.
Boy, I butchered that. I'm like, it's the Ankylo. They're like, it's the Ankylo. It's like the Ankylo. What does that word even mean? Nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative.
Quality and expert craftsmanship that has become synonymous with Boston. Featuring a revolutionary lock-in pivot, the Ankylo is designed to be secure, functional, and fidget-friendly. Our innovative patented Bangor lock is meticulously CNC milled from a 5mm thick stainless steel plate. When deployed, the anchor plate forms a sturdy,
that's a good-looking blade.
Lockup, offering incredible strength.
What I want to know is how's the D10?
For supreme toughness and a reverse Tento blade shape that excels in a variety of indoor and outdoor tasks. Its sleek design and precision engineering make for a perfect everyday companion. Whether you're preparing food, opening packages, or tackling a DIY project, you'll be slicing in style. The Bangor lock facilitates easy opening in any scenario, while the hard anodized non-slip aluminum handle enhances blade control. The ergonomic design allows for both the classic and full.
All right, it looks good, okay? It looks good. It looks good. You know that, I know that, they know that. They know that people are desperate for new lock designs. I wouldn't call this one new. I'm pretty sure that's the same general concept as what we saw on a few different knives last year. Is it the same as the Riot PLX whatever? I don't know. I haven't checked out that one yet either. But I'm willing to bet that it's the same one as the what was it called? It was called the Truffles. That's right. I'm positive that was the same pivot locking mechanism that was used by the Truffles. And I know that at least the prototype versions of the Truffles had some issues with the lock. I also know that Vosteed does not want to have lockup issues. They know that people are going to take these and, whack the spine. By the way, if you're doing the spine whack test, twice is enough. You whack it more than twice, you're just playing with it. But that's what they're going to do. All right. $159 US. It is M390 in aluminum, right? Right? M390? I'm positive that's what they said the blade steel was. Magnet secured carry? That's crazy. Inserted to the lock shaft to ensure the button is recessed even when the blade is in a closed position. Less protruding, more security. That's really cool. That is really cool. $159 to back. I think they're already funded. I think they're already funded. I don't think they're going to have any issues with this one. Yeah, they had $1,000 goal. What was the point of a Kickstarter? What do you mean you only need $1,000 to fund this bad boy? And they got 32,590 backers. Damn. I said it at the beginning of the year. I said if I had to pick one company to really come out of the gates hot and dominate 2024, it was going to be Vosteed, because they have the biggest huevos when it comes to trying new locking mechanisms, or reusing ones that were previously only used by one company before. Like with their top liner lock, it's a compression lock. And now with the pivot lock, I knew it. I might have to back this. I did let them know that if they wanted to get me a review unit, I'd love to check it out. I'm probably not high on their list of content creators. They're like, you know what? We're going to send it to Neves. We'll send it to Metal Complex. We'll send one to Lefty, and everyone else can just back the Kickstarter. Don't tempt me. I will. I wonder when these ship. When do these ship? They've got to say when they ship. When are they planning on it? LMAX. It's not M390. It's LMAX. Early bird. 149. I don't think you can do that one anymore. I think you can only do the 159. Interesting. I need to catch up with the chat. It says the Kylo Ren. Is it just me, or is the Disney versions of Star Wars the cringiest Star Wars ever? Like, the newer generations love it. I grew up on the original Star Wars, right? On the Star Wars that came out in the 80s. Kylo Ren is just cringy. He's like a raisin. I've been trying to find the time to get in on that all day and haven't done it yet. Dude. The sound quality is like a drive from the 70s. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's LMAX. Yep. Figured that out in the end. Top Dog says M390. I'd rather have 14 C28N. Better change of a good heat treat. Yeah. I think that Vosteed does a pretty decent job on their Rockwell hardness. So where's G-Ball? I have no idea. Is G-Ball in here? Did he hop in? If he did, I missed him. Bees did a video on it earlier today. I'll have to check that out. It's like I like Yue Dong's button lock design as far as Vosteed is concerned. Are you talking about the regular plunge lock, or are you talking about the top liner lock that they did on the Vosteed Chaos. Knife Sass says, I'm also not high on that list. They send me something once a year. It is what it is. They know that we're gonna buy them. They don't need our help to promote that. They already have it backed. Jim Miller says ankelo means crooked. Thanks for checking that out for us, Jim. I wonder why would they want it to mean crooked? Are they talking about the mechanism that actuates the lock bar from the pivot? I'm probably overthinking it. The plunge lock that goes through the blade tang. So I'll say this. They had issues with the Vosteed, was it the Raccoon? A few light spine taps and it would fold. Now, I don't think that they've been having those issues since. I have a Vosteed Thunderbird with the plunge lock. I did the light spine taps, no issue. So I think what they discovered is that they had to increase the spring tension just a little bit. It would make it a lot more reliable for people that decide to tap the spine. Other than that, plunge lock designs are fairly similar in a lot of ways. You know, just as much as any frame lock is similar to the next one. What I really appreciated was that they brought back a compression lock in the Chaos. Hey, how's it going? Tori Casey says, hello all, driving. Drive safe, man. Drive safe. So go ahead and clear that. And you know what? I wonder, is there any drops that we should be aware of? A good place to check for that, DLT. I always do this. I always go here and I'm like, what's dropping next? I can't believe they still have some Gunslinger jacks. They still have some Dead Reckons. They have one aluminum one that's brown and one titanium one. You know, if you want a Dead Reckon, no matter which model you want, you know where you should go. You should go to Blade Runner HQ. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of people haven't found these guys yet, but they do carry a lot of stock of knives that are desirable. So for example, Dead Reckon, check this out. Check this out. They've got your aluminum with the worn cleaver. They've got the titanium with the texture. You can get, you can get whatever you want here. I don't see the blue one. That's okay. But that's cool. That's really cool. I want one of these. So if you want a Dead Reckon, don't just go to DLT and say, oh, you know what? They sold out of the one that I wanted. Go to Blade Runner HQ. They still have them in stock for both the aluminum and the titanium version, both blade shapes. You can get whatever you want. What I want to know is what's the difference between the Series 1 and the Series 2 in titanium? The Series 2 is, what, $40 more expensive? Oh, they're already sold out of the Series 1. Nope. They are already sold out of the Series 1. I take that back. They don't have the Series 1. They just have the Series 2. I was missing the sold out sign there. But yeah, no, they have the Series 2. They have both titanium and aluminum. Which one would I go for? You know, it's $100 difference between aluminum and titanium. And I think, you know, for that money, is it really worth it to get titanium? On a button lock, I think I'd probably rather go with the aluminum. You still get the Magna Cut. The aluminum's still going to feel premium. $375 American made. I still need to check one of these out. And it's an integral, of course. Alicord says, Rollshambo, you should hit up RJ. You know he likes you. I've been chatting it up with RJ. We've been talking. So we might get some more of the Blade Runner HQ inventory on the channel to check out. I currently have 3 knives from them that I'm reviewing. I did my first reaction with them. I have the Zen, the Kunwu Zen. I've got the Heretic Jin, and then I've also got the third one, which is the Beans Blade Mini Warrior. All 3 are great, by the way. But I'm working on my final individual reviews. I'll be sending them back to him. Shout out to Blade Runner HQ for loaning me some inventory to check out. The Night's Edge says, sorry, just been lurking the whole time. That works. It says Blade Runner HQ just got in new ones. That's dirty. Midnight says Rolly puts raisins in his finger holes to make them thumb studs. Them are fighting words. I would never do that. Raisins shall not touch these stubby fingers. I have standards. It is true. But anyways, I just thought I'd mention this because people are going nuts over the Dead Wreck and Ridgeback. And if you didn't know, you can get it at Blade Runner HQ. They're not sold out. They have both the titanium and the aluminum versions. So if you have a preference in the handle scale material or in the blade shape, they got you. Once the YouTube community really starts to find out about Blade Runner HQ, inventory like this is going to be much harder to get. So I thought I would mention that. Let's see if there's anything new over at NC Blade. I keep seeing all these microtech glycons. What's new? What is new? New products. There we go. They got some fixed blades from Tour. Okay. Fixed blades, not really my thing. I do appreciate a good one though. Microtech is really up their production. They're shipping out tons of inventory to everybody. Oh, you know, I found, so check this out. If you go to Knife Joy, there's a deal you can get right now on a Cavist Bladeworks invert. Check this out, guys. Liner lock, titanium handle scales, 14C28N, and it's 69 bucks. 69 bucks. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the Kaiser Veritas, but it's 69 bucks. Titanium, 14C milled titanium pocket clip, reversible, same square pivot, 69 bucks. Knife Joy. We might have to make that happen. That is a killer value. And if you don't like the plain tie, you could also get it in black. And if you don't like, oh, that's the black micarta. You can also get it in micarta. You can also get it in black titanium. That's what I meant to say. And if you go with the micarta, or yeah, if you go with the blue or the black micarta, instead of 69 bucks, it's 49 bucks. That is a hell of a deal. I was just browsing and I saw that. And I said, that is a phenomenal deal. That front flipper design is crazy good. It sticks up just enough. It's the same as what they did on, where is it? There it is. On the Banish, the Kaiser Banish, same guy, same designer, same front flipper tab, and it's sublime. It's perfect. It's front flipping perfection. And you don't have to be, you know, some super duper good front flipper to use it either. Like, sometimes front flippers take a little bit of skill. I wanted a bigger version of this, of the Banish. And I think that's leading me to the invert. They're on sale, which leads me to believe that it's been out for a minute. But titanium 14C, $69. That's a steal and a half. Alicord says the invert is the same as the variant. Hold on. With the blade reversed. Yeah, I can see that. Yep. Jacob Lundquist. Not to be confused. Not to be confused with the other Lundquist. I did that one time. That was embarrassing. Days D says, what makes a good front flipper is the jimping go all the way around the top. In this case, I don't know if you could say that it does, but there's only so much showing that, like, the amount that's showing is like a piece of jimping, basically. And that's why it's so good. Yeah, Jacob Lundquist, not to be confused with Justin Lundquist. Yeah. I need one in my life. I need one for my US collection. Without a doubt. Every time I think I'm settling on an aluminum version, my brain goes, but the titanium's only $100 more. Only. I think I'd be pretty happy with both. All these Lundquists look the same. You know, they're not even related. Justin and Jacob Lundquist are not even related. Ask me how I know. I know because I made the mistake of thinking that they were the same person. And then Jacob Lundquist actually commented on the video, and he said, you know, not only are we not even the same person, we're not even related. But he's cool. He's cool. He's watched all of my videos on the knives that he's designed, which is pretty sweet. Hey, how's it going, Delaney? Welcome in. Thanks for being a channel member. They have two different patterns now on the Titius. Yeah, they've got the swirly hex pattern, right? Let's see, Kubi shopping. Titius. Yeah, this pattern, right? I like it. I don't know if I like it better than the diagonal milling. The diagonal milling is near and dear to my heart. I love this knife. I carry this knife a lot. It gets a lot of use. I put my own edge on it because it's just better than factory edges. I really like it. What I'm hoping is that they do that with the Verigero, that they actually do some kind of milling on the handle scales, because these handle scales are plain and they're just begging for some customization, for someone to do some milling. This is my favorite knife that they've released this year, but I think they actually have some new stuff coming in soon. Maybe it's not showing on here yet. Oh yeah, they got in the new premium Kubi Momentums in titanium. So if you like the Kubi Momentum designed by Sharif Manganas, but you wanted it to be more premium, here you go. Milled titanium, M390, $176. I actually think that's a pretty solid deal. I might need to pick one of those up. This is the one that I want to get my hands on. It's the Kubi Interflow. It was just released. Check out those frag titanium handle scales with the pop of color on the thumb stud and that beautiful Tanto blade. That looks like a Chavez Tanto is what that looks like. That looks like a Chavez style blade. Who designed this? James Lowe. Makes sense. Yeah, I need one of these Interflows in my life. That looks great. That's a great looking knife. 176 bucks. What do you guys think? The Kubi Interflow. How big is it? It's 8 inches overall, so it's a decent sized knife. 3.5 inch blade. Okay. They've got their M390 at 60 to 61, which is pretty much market standard. It's not the best, but it's not below 60. Thank God. Ambidextrous caged ceramic ball bearings. I bet the action's great. Compound ground blade. Yep, saw that. Yeah, it looks solid. 176 bucks is a great value for that. I don't know. Would I go for the plain titanium with the blue and then I could match my other Kubis? Or would I go with the black and the gold? Because the black and the gold looks great. Decisions. I think I might have to go with the black and the gold. Might have to sleep on that for a minute. That looks fantastic. Ant says, too many titties is trouble. Found that out the hard way. You pay the price for too many titties. The problem with titty is once you've seen one, you want to see them all. And I'm sorry, guys. I know my comment highlight on the screen is cutting off. Let me see if I can fix that. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can fix that. There we go. Hopefully it's fixed now. Bluetooth Blade says, are the Purple Haze Kaimanos still available? Let's find out. ms-knives.com. And, ooh, nope, the blems are sold out, but you can still get the regular Purple Haze variant. Nice. 275 bucks gets you Purple Haze fat carbon fiber, titanium, and of course S35VN at 60 to 62, which is ideal. That's the ideal Rockwell hardness range. You know what's interesting is that so I did a video. This is one of the things that I love about Sharif is that on this knife, the reason why there's a Purple Haze version is because he watched my video on the Justin Lundquist Kaiser Feist XL that I had in Purple Haze. And he loved the visuals of the Purple Haze in my video so much that he decided to go with the Purple Haze fat carbon for the Kaimano. So in a way, I feel like, you know, a proud uncle. I didn't have any say in that decision, but I do think that that's cool. So he was originally just going to go with the micarta, which still looks good, especially if you like natural micarta. But that Purple Haze is definitely the way to go. But he told me, he's like, the reason why I have a Purple Haze option is because I liked the video you did on the Kaiser Feist XL so much. So I thought that was pretty cool. Can't say it how it's spelt or else Roll gets a strike. You know what? People have said worse. Says, do you use StreamYard? I do not. I do not use StreamYard. And I don't use StreamYard because I've mentioned it a few times. StreamYard, for one, if you don't want it to dumb down the quality to 720p, like this is full HD 1080p right now. I could go as high as 4K if I wanted to. I don't because I don't want to slow down the stream. And 1080p is perfectly fine. Most people watch on their phones. But StreamYard, you have to pay for the best version for it to not dumb down your quality. And then essentially you're sending it to a website, which is then sending it to YouTube. So there is a bit of a, like, there's a chain going on, but you have to pay for it to not dumb down your quality. Second thing, I have more control over this. I use something called Streamlabs OBS, which is software on my computer. I don't pay for that software. It's free software. Anybody can use it. It is more intensive because you have to do the setup yourself. There's a bit of a learning curve there. It doesn't have as many built-in features as Streamlabs, or excuse me, as StreamYard, but you can do all the same things. You just have to learn how to do them. Bit of a creator question right there. Top Dog says, mine is the Purple Haze. Good man. That is definitely the one to go with. Definitely uncle worthy. Says, I can't believe they have any left. So my understanding is that he was going to keep supplying them for a bit. So he wanted to keep these in stock. The Kaimano is his first self-branded knife. So he did, like, he's done a ton of designs. He's done some for Kaiser. He's done some for Kubi. He's licensed some of his designs out to a lot of different places. This is his first self-branded. So I thought he said he was going to try to keep some in stock. So I wouldn't be surprised if he got a few more in. But the fact of the matter is the Kaimano is great. Perfect ergos. The action is money. Everything is very well done on it. Ginger Fisher says, I got one tittius and my wife has one titty. What? 1 + 1. You got 2. You got 2. And guys, I know that you've already been over to Knives Fast channel, but if you haven't, make sure you do. Go check out Casey. He's got some amazing content. All right, the Kaimano. I saw some other things on Kubi's website that were interesting. Why won't it go back? Go back. Go back. So this is interesting to me. I don't know how I feel about that handle. Like, forget about the fact that that is, you know, the PP Ultim. Is that a Manganis design as well? It is. I was going to say that reminds me of the Veloce. But that handle scale is crazy, man. $64. The Nautilus. You naughty, naughty boy. Oh boy. They've got it in purple G10 too. I might have to pick one of those up as well. Do they have it in titanium? No, not yet. Okay. The Nautilus. The handle scale shape is crazy. This is another one where it looks like they just borrowed a bunch from the Veloce. It's the RBC1. That looks like the same blade shape as the Veloce. They're really getting the most out of that design. But that is crazy to me. Look at that deep curvature right into that flipper tab. And then a big old finger choil right there. That's an 8-inch knife. That's a serious knife. All right, we're going to catch up with the chat. Hold on. I got to fix the sizing on this one as well. There we go. Delaney says, I'm watching it on my TV via Fire Stick. Right on. Now you're starting to make me wonder, should I actually do the full 4K capabilities? We might have to try that one of these days. Knife Nut 69 says, don't miss the Thai momentum. Yeah, we mentioned that. Welcome in, by the way, man. Thanks for being a channel member. Thanks for being a certified badass.
Certified badass.
We appreciate it. Jim says, later rolls need to finish up the yard work. Jim, thanks for dropping by, my friend. Days D says, waiting for the Thai momentum to drop to 100 to 120. Kubi does a lot of sales. I would not be surprised if they did. I would not be surprised in the slightest. At all. Ginger Fisher says Casey is the community dad. There's worse labels you could have. That's the truth. Yeah, you know what? The handle scale initially was really interesting to me, but it is growing on me. I bet you that ergonomically it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, not surprised at all. The Night's Edge says, I really like Tri-States Live after they demonetized him 5 minutes in. He started cussing and shit like a nun on a hall pass. So I'm not worried about it, okay? I'm not worried about it. I don't monetize my live streams. I don't. My live streams are not monetized. I could actually, you know what? I could prove it. I'll show you. You see this? This is, oh, you can't see it. Hold on. So this is the live stream thing, right? Like this is not what people usually share, but you see this part right here? It says monetization off. Probably help if I got rid of the live comment. Hold on. So you see that? Monetization off. I'm not monetizing this. They can demonetize my balls. I'm going to say what I want on my live stream because I use these live streams as a way to connect with the community. I don't really use it as a way to, sell ad revenue or whatever. I do these live streams to connect with you, with the people that might not make it into the channel Discord, to the people that might not feel comfortable commenting on the videos. Yeah, to the people who wonder, does Rollshambo just edit out all the awkward things out of his stuff? Yeah. So no, I don't monetize my live streams at all. I don't, because that's not what they're there for. I'll monetize my regular content, whatever. I do not monetize my live streams because it is not meant to make the channel money. Live streams have never been about making ad revenue. They've 100% been about connecting with people who watch and follow the channel. And, it's a good time to mention that these live streams are typically only an hour. There's been some demand for longer live streams that, believe it or not, that takes a decent amount of scheduling on my part. One of the reasons why I don't do long live streams, for one, is Wednesdays, they're in the evening. The evening is tough for people who watch on the East Coast because I go live at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Wednesday, which is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. People in the Pacific, they're fine. They're fine. For them, it's 7. They're good. People in the Mountain Standard Time, they're like, okay, it's getting late. People in Texas and Central Time, they're okay too. But the East Coast folks often either can't tune in or they just need to go to sleep because they got to work tomorrow. So an hour live on Wednesdays makes sense. Saturdays is a day that I use to get a lot of stuff done at home. I am planning on extending my Saturday live stream somewhat, but it's not something I can just do instantaneously because I have to fit it into my schedule. I just can't, make that decision and do it. I actually have to schedule that kind of stuff in because I'm a full-time dad and I work full time as well. So my promise to you is that in the very, very near future, Saturday live streams will in fact be longer than an hour. And today we went a little bit longer than an hour. We were having a good fun time. But I do have to jet on out of here. So I wanted to say thank you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for tuning in on spending some of your weekend with me, whether you're driving, whether you're at work, avoiding work, whether you're watching on your Fire Stick or on your phone or on your computer. Thank you guys. You are the fuel that lights the engine that is this channel, and I would not and could not do it without you. But make sure to tune in this next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or a week from now, the following Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. For some of you guys, I'll see you soon. For everyone else, I'll see you later.